people like to use the alien emoji when talking about Victor Wembanyama. In the trade, by the way, Spurs gained De'Aaron Fox, Jordan McLaughlin. Kings received Zach LaVine, Sidi Sissoko, 3 first-round picks, 3 second-round picks. The Bulls received Zach Collins, Trey Jones, and Kevin Huerter, who I like, and their own 2025 pick via the Spurs. So, I'm going to get to the LaVine part of this in just a moment to Sacramento. I'm going to be honest. I know nobody likes to stay in Sacramento. It makes sense that De'Aaron Fox is now... I mean, we've been hearing about a trade with Fox to anywhere for a long time now. I thought he was one of the ones that could have gone to the Lakers, if we're being quite honest. But pairing these two players, adding Jeremy Sochan, who may not, we don't know if he's still going to be in San Antonio by the time the trade deadline happens. You also have the side of Stephon Castle, still very good. Spurs have got themselves a nice young core. It obviously begins with Wemby. You obviously have Greg Popovich as head coach. I do wonder if Tim Duncan or Becky Hammon take his place. I don't know which one does. Maybe Tim Duncan, if I had to put money on it. But there's a core in place. But Wemby, as Skip Bayless has called this, it was in a honeymoon period, He is definitely, I don't know if he's been as advertised, but he's been pretty darn close if you don't think he's been such. And it feels like to me, this is, in terms of the immediate future, the second best deal that was done at the deadline, the first best being the Mavericks obtaining Anthony Davis. And I'll get to that in another episode. But to me, Fox's electricity combined with his defense, and you have Wemby on the back end blocking anything that reaches near the rim. I'm going to be honest, it looks like this is going to be a tandem that's going to be made in heaven for a long, long time. If you think about players that you could pair with Wemby, obviously people were shocked that Chris Paul is still with Spurs to this moment. Chris Paul, in my opinion, I don't know if it's Wemby developing, but being the sole reason, but it feels like Chris Paul's had a little bit to do with the jump in year 2 that Victor Wembanyama has taken. Wembanyama, of course, is a very skinny player. Just think about the cons of Wemby right now. Skinny guy. Takes a lot of jumpers, even though he can make them. But if he gets a little bit more muscle, the guy's going to be impressive for a long time. A little bit slow for my eyes right now. But I think he's going to be a lot stronger one of these days. And like I said, pairing him with De'Aaron Fox, that's going to be so impressive. If I'm the Spurs, I keep that there for a long time. I mean, Wemby, if we think he's going to be anywhere close to what he was hyped up to be, Spurs could win the finals in the next 5 years tops. I don't know about multiple championships because there's so many good players, so many great European players. You still cannot count out Jokic. You can't count out Luka. You still can't count out LeBron. In my opinion, the Celtics exist. So many teams out there with so many. The league has so many great players. And it's a shame that some people who are stuck in their ways like to try to convince you the league is terrible now. I'm sorry if you guys are missing this. It's your own problem, not mine. But I do believe in the next 5 years, these guys should be contending for a finals. In 5 years in basketball terms, kind of like a dog who's 5 years old. Like, those are very, very short lifespans. Like, sometimes 5-year windows is all you get, especially when the league is so deep with talent. But I do believe De'Aaron Fox and Wemby have set San Antonio up for the next 10, 15 years, in my opinion.